Hey everybody, it's Tony, Mitch, and Rob
In the same room.
in the same room. Look at us. And you know what? It's a special occasion, right?
This is why, as much as we do it on Zoom, I just love what Tony just did.
What did I just do?
I don't know. So we are here because it is not Christmas Day, it is not Boxing Day, but it feels like Christmas because it is Unboxing Day at the Fab Four Free For All.
I feel like we're in like an episode of Zoom. It's unboxing day.
Oh, 2, 1, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Okay, that's if Boston. Anyway,
Don't keep tapping stuff. It comes out really loud.
oh,
Yeah.
I'm not going to tap anything,
He has a scissor in his hand, and he's going like this. Ah!
but I'm not running with them, so don't worry.
There you go.
I have a scissor in my hand because today we were very privileged to receive a package from Universal Music Group, and we say thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is a 10-pound package, and I think you all know what it is because it seems like a lot of people got them today, but we are really excited to open this.
I gotta disappoint you because I already opened mine.
Wow.
That's
And there it
mine.
is.
Okay, let me just explain what this is. This is the first copy I ever got of Meet the Beatles in 1964. As I've said before, I am a Beatle fan, first generation. There's pictures of me on the internet, not those, but there are pictures of me on the internet in a Beatles sweatshirt at the age of 2 and bopping to the Beatles at the age of 2. So this is my dad got this for me at the age of 2. So this is my first copy,
And it's mono.
and
it's
it
mono.
is mono. So
Well, your father didn't want to pay stereo?
Did you want to go ahead and show?
well, we're going to show what a real. Oh, this is another one, Beatles 65. This will also hopefully be in this box, unless it's like the Yardbird collection. And you can see that it's pretty beat up, and it's got the inner sleeve, the olive one, which I don't even know if this one goes with it, but this was an
I think it
original.
does, yeah, I think it does.
So today, we're going to show
Yeah,
Tony's.
that was
Tony actually has clean copy.
not my first copy, mind you, but that's sort of what a clean mono
Mono.
looks like.
Meet the
in its,
Beatles.
Original scenario with I think the original sleeve there.
I believe so.
So
We
we'll
are going to
see-
compare.
yeah, so we'll look to see what goes on. No pun intended.
Yeah, we are going
with the new
to.
box, and I've got all of them here for us to play
Can
with.
I say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
By the way, I didn't bring my
Yeah.
copies of the first 6 albums because when I first started being a Beatle fan, the British albums had 14 songs, and you could buy imports back then, which you can't really do anymore at a
Right.
record store. So
Right.
I owned With the Beatles and Please Please Me and all those other ones
Look
first.
at you.
And then I didn't start buying the Capitol ones until like 95 or something. It was really
But
late.
you did though. You
Yeah, I
went
did
back
buy
and
it,
did it
yeah,
just for
but
the. Oh yeah,
yeah,
of course you
yeah.
do. I mean, you do the show. I mean, you've
Yeah.
got you
Yeah, you
you're
had. Well, that was the
complete-
thing. When I came back, I needed the American ones for the mixes, and then I was
Right.
like, okay, but
Right.
yeah. So for what everyone said was Rob's. Well, mine are like
Rob brought his copy.
What do you have? Do you have the purple Capitals?
some of them are
the
purple,
American?
yeah. Some of the purple, and some
Some
of them are apple.
orange.
Some of them.
Oh
are
yeah.
apple.
All right. So you collecting them at the used stores?
Yeah,
at that
yeah,
point.
used stores, yeah.
The truth of the matter is that Rob by accident brought Wings Over America. And
I don't Wings Over America. I have 8 copies.
No, Rob brought the Yardbirds.
he has 3 copies,
He's gonna
but
run a show.
unfortunately there's 3 albums in him, so he has 9 copies.
There you go.
Anyway, we're going to open this up.
Uh-oh.
We are going to unbox it. It is a heavy sucker, I'll tell you. It's 10 pounds. So those of you who are going to get this on Friday, as of this taping is the 20th of November,
Right.
you are going to get this heavy, heavy box. One reminder, if you're watching this before the 21st, go to Fab4 Free For All page on Facebook. We have a contest. You will win. 4 people are going to win a set of 6. You're not going to get the box or the Beatles story, but who cares? You're going to get 6 of these individual
Well, who cares?
albums.
Because we're giving them away.
Correct.
It's where
yes.
you're going. I mean,
It's free.
Right.
It's free.
So
Right.
just go to our page before midnight on the 21st. If you're watching this after, I'm sorry, but and get all the details on how you can enter.
If you're watching this after, we're still happy that you're watching it.
Correct.
It's just
We
we're sorry
appreciate
that you can't.
Sorry, can't win,
So,
but
yeah.
Anyway. Maybe this will help you out. So we're gonna unbox this. Yeah, don't worry.
Not always.
Don't worry.
Look at
Be
that.
happy.
No, don't worry. Mitch is only looking for a box set with snow.
Yeah, listen, the snow is falling.
There you go.
Don't laugh. Who has seen my wins?
Nice.
Anyway. Ooh, and it's actually facing the right
Look at
way.
that, man.
So we are going to hold this up. Packaged very well.
Look at that. Nice.
It's nicely done styrofoam.
Could be
Yeah.
reused.
I'm
Yeah.
hoping that when we actually take it out of this box, someone want to take it out. I'm hoping that there's no dings, or a couple of people had some dings on the Living in the Material World box. This is very well. I feel like Ben and White Times too, you know? They're all gonna move their vowels.
Nice.
All right,
done,
so
too.
we are going to throw the box away because we don't care. Let's.
Yeah, I'm
Ooh.
running.
I know. We're just with the scissors. Get the
Run
scissors.
with the scissors.
All right, so here we have
Wow.
the Beatles 1964 US albums in mono with the hype sticker here. And the hype sticker just says the album names, replicas of 7 original mono US album releases, analog cut from the original master tapes on 180-gram audiophile vinyl, includes inserts featuring in-depth essay on the history of the album in each LP.
And why that's important too, guys, you got to remember that at some point, a lot of the different albums were cut from digital masters. Essentially, what happened was that the digital mixes and masters were used to produce
Those were for
vinyl.
stereo.
Those are for the stereo.
The monos, they always
So-
went for the analog.
Yeah.
Which just makes no sense.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, in a way, I guess they figure that people who are looking for the mono records are really, I won't say that they're
Collectors.
audiophiles, but
Yeah.
they're the collectors, you know?
Yeah.
So even though mono is, to some people will still say mono is the way you want to hear these. And the good thing about this too, we want to add, these are the no kidding, honest to goodness American mixes.
Correct.
So if you love your Beatles second album, hot as all hell,
Yep.
which is the way to hear it, my friends. I know we love the individual tracks on all the British albums and all the EPs. Duh. Anyway.
Yeah, the back, just so you see, I'm going to show you, has the other side of the apple.
Oh, that's fun.
It's kind of fun.
Now, is it blue? That Target special, is it blue because of this? You know,
No, I'm sure it's
the
blue
blue vinyl?
because of the
Yeah.
tint in the on the Meet the
On the Meet
Beatles.
the
Oh, okay. Because I thought it was
Yeah.
blue
There's the
because
side,
look, it's blue. It's the same color.
Yeah.
Same.
but
Very nice.
but also the Beatles singles box was this color,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so they're keeping
Oh,
the same
fascinating. Okay.
format, so to speak.
Okay.
This doesn't appear to have any dings whatsoever. It looks actually really beautiful.
And also, too, for those of you who might be concerned, just to let you know, I don't know, I haven't heard anything specific or not specific. It is made in France.
Not
So-
Germany or Czech
Republic.
Right.
So, no, well, seriously, that whole
Yeah,
the
the-
Czech Republic.
The Czech
Yeah, well,
Republic is bad.
yeah,
Remember?
Germany,
not that the quality control
Yeah.
ain't there.
Germany is great.
So-
France, I've never heard.
Right.
So
But you
Yeah.
know what? French pressings of regular vinyl used to be pretty sweet.
okay,
Well, Japanese too. So
and
we
Japanese too. But Japanese,
I
they
will help
sometimes
you out on this
use-
side as we.
Want to use a?
No, I got it. We got them.
Well, maybe you
Now I don't know what to do. Hang on, Tony, because people always get crazy with this.
save
The hype sticker.
You
You
have
know
to.
what?
You have
Yeah,
to.
but back in the 70s, they were very valuable, and
Right.
and the 60s they didn't really have hype except
Right.
on they had a couple in the
Well,
White Album.
I'm going to ask a ridiculous question, even though I've been following this story, but I'm a little muddled right now.
Yeah.
I forget. Limited number on these.
Limited number until they sell out. So limited.
Yeah, of course. And
75,000 copies made.
I doubt
I'm kidding.
75,000. There
I'm
were
kidding.
10,000 of the mono made.
Right.
Let's
but you know,
save the hype sticker. Save
10,000
the
of the
liver.
mono.
Box set.
This is
Vinyl. No.
The
The
UK.
the UK in 2014, I believe.
Well, I knew you meant. I just wanted
Yeah.
for the purposes of the listeners.
This a
Heavy.
beautiful heavy
that's heavy.
slip box, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's really a
Yeah.
slipcase.
it's
It's
So if anyone ever breaks into your house to try to take your Beatles collection, you can actually probably do serious damage with this box. If you have. All right, I think
Only
this
if you
is, I
have
think
mono.
this is a shaker, not a, all right. No, go
all
ahead.
right,
go ahead,
Tony,
do
you
it.
want to?
Uh-oh.
Ooh, I feel like
I'm
Christmas
pulling
Day. I really
out, baby.
do.
I'm pulling out.
Well, usually it's the other way around.
Yeah, really.
Ooh. All right, we're gonna
Yeah.
put
I
this
got
aside.
something.
Very
All right,
heavy, by the
well,
way.
all right,
Okay.
Don't start yet.
all right.
Uh-oh.
You know what this reminds me of?
Uh-oh.
Uh,
Uh-oh.
all right.
What do you
No, it's okay.
All right, I'll
okay,
start, and then you
Can I
guys
say
take it.
that when we were kids and your parents had those like 5 record sets?
Like
Gives you the
Sinatra.
Columbia
Yes,
treasury of
yes, this is what it looks like.
yeah, Columbia treasury of songs.
Well, the
from
Glenn Miller
40s.
Orchestra, they have that
Glenn Miller,
box, and
yeah.
this is what it.
They
oh my
usually had the
God.
flap that came.
Yes. Oh my God.
There are all the albums. You can tell which one the Beatles story is. It's a double. So far, no dings or anything.
No.
But let's unbox, shall we?
Okay.
All right, I'll do one, and then the other guys.
Am I gonna be Mr. Cranky Pants right away?
Yes.
I don't
yes.
know. Wait, I don't know. Hold on. Will you?
Oh, they're not sealed.
Oh,
They're not.
Look at that.
Fascinating. They're actually not.
Move that box. All right, we'll put this down because we're going to look at each one.
Wow.
Here is Meet the Beatles. Tony, you want to get your good copy and just maybe
Well,
beautiful
one thing we can see right away.
the gloss.
Well, no.
I don't know.
One thing
The
that
gloss
Tony's
is
gonna be
very
a
glossy.
little Mr. Cranky Pants.
Oh, he's going to be cranky
No,
pants.
I'm gonna go two ways with this. The gloss is absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
Okay, the gloss.
This is the new one.
The photo is shot in the same is being published in the same perspex. It's slightly different on with the Beatles because of the
Yeah.
shading among the turtlenecks and stuff. But I am gonna say I'm a little disappointed. I wanted the artwork to be pasted.
Oh,
Oh.
I
And it's
really
not.
genuinely
It's not
wanted. It is
cardboard.
it's a cardboard. Don't get me wrong. It's beautiful. It is the weight of the old. I'd say the old 70s Japanese pressings.
Yeah.
The cardboard weight.
Right. Right.
And the printing is absolutely magnificent. I mean, if you look at the print quality, if we flip it over, and
I don't know if
it's
you'll be able
hard
to see
get,
as much as you
but
can.
you can right away see the contrast difference.
Yeah.
I mean, if we
Yeah.
hold this side to
The
side,
new one is much darker.
the new
much
one is
sharper.
darker.
Sharper.
It's sharper.
Much sharper. The picture
Much
is
sharper. The pictures, Matt. The picture
the
is
picture on the
gorgeous.
new one. This picture on the
That's
back
gorgeous.
is as clear as I've ever seen it.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
that's
one, the
absolutely
one
gorgeous.
on the originals look like a magazine photo.
Yeah.
This looks like they used the original negative.
Yeah,
I mean,
really
literally,
does.
it's
It really does.
gorgeous.
Well, you can. Here's what's fun. You on this photo, on the back of the original, you really don't see that there's a floor.
Oh,
Look
right.
at that one.
You see the
You
floor
see the floor.
because it's dirty.
Yeah, no, but you
Yeah.
see that
No,
it's,
you're
it's
right. It's a
actual,
little
you know, it's
darker.
colored. This almost looks like you would think it was photoshopped if it was.
Yes.
If it
Now,
was,
if you
you
saw
know,
it, compare it
the
to this.
original, mind you.
Now,
So-
yeah, and I have to tell you, what I like is that there is no new verbiage on the back.
Nothing.
Like there's no like, 2024 Apple Calderstone,
No.
and
Yeah.
I love it. I think it's
Gorgeous.
beautiful. Let's take out
Take it
what
out.
we got. Yep.
Okay.
All right. So inside each one,
Oh, look at that.
first of all, it does come.
Look at that.
Okay. It comes
Nice.
with the beautiful
With the replica, the
replica.
original
It's not as matted.
Do
It's
either of
matte,
mine
but
have
it's
that?
not. It's much thicker than the old ones, which is good. And
Now I wonder if that's consciously, if that's a first pressing sleeve. Well,
It
you know
is.
what? Isn't that wild? Look at the color of mine
yeah,
Yep.
versus the color of that one.
this is more purple. This is more
Yeah.
aqua.
Yeah. No.
It's the
Yeah.
same exact
the same
sleeve.
thing.
Exact
It's
sleeve.
it's much heavier than the old ones.
Yep. Yep.
And what's good about it is that you don't
They
have to
give you-
use it
Yeah, they don't
because they give you the acid-free,
That's, you know what?
yeah.
the acid-free
Bravo.
sleeve.
That's good, man.
So
Bravo.
you don't have to bother with this, and you can keep it as such. I think that's amazing.
And,
Or
and
I wonder
I'm gonna-
I wonder if you can put it in there.
you can.
Yes, you can.
could, sure.
Now here's
Me.
here's a booklet with all of with obviously notes by, I believe, Bruce Spicer,
Yes.
Okay.
our friend Bruce Spicer. Beautiful tape box, which is so nice to
The
have.
capital tape box.
Yeah.
And it does tell you the mastering notes about it was made using a Studer A80 master recorder with analog preview and program paths and a Newman VM S70 cutting lathe originally installed in Capitol Studios in 1971.
We are
It's-
looking at some really seriously dark grooves that look, I mean, the record itself looks
And
gorgeous.
what I also, let me just see one thing.
Gorgeous.
What I also really enjoy about this, yes, there are, the verbiage around the rainbow label, but what's great is that they use the original label.
Yeah.
When they made the Capital Rainbows in the 80s, I believe,
Mhm.
they used like a different font.
Yeah.
And this looks like, it's very clear. It looks exactly.
What's in the a run out groove? Is there any messages or anything?
It says,
oh, look, it says Rob, Mitch, Tony, we love you.
Wow, thank you.
Wow,
Thank
that's
actually, it says beat the Beatles.
in all seriousness, there is something in the runoff. I think it's just
This
Ronnie
is
and
nice
Phil?
because this has obviously some artifacts from,
it says East
from Bruce's book.
K&P at
Great
East.
books.
I'm so sorry, Mitch. I don't mean to
That's
talk
all right.
It says K&P at East Iris.
Wow.
Yeah. Iris
Along with
Studios
the
is in Nashville, I believe, is where they cut it.
MTB P56. It gives you all of the
Wow.
runoff.
Yeah, beautiful. It's beautiful. It gives you the tape box, acetate, do not bake. But you can become baked while listening.
There you go.
Absolutely beautiful.
It's funny though, because the only thing that's odd is the hole in the center is big, and it makes you feel like the label's too small.
Yeah, but that's
Which is a
okay
little
because
weird, but
it's an
it's okay.
acid free and
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah. And you know what? I mean, originally my beef was kind of going to go, oh, I hope this isn't going to be a sign. But you know what? I mean, it just that photo alone and the
Yeah.
contrast and the
Kudos, because the photo alone, when
Gorgeous.
you get your copy,
God,
whether it's the individual one
no.
or in this box, you will notice that photo. Go back and look at any one that you have. Now, I will say this before we continue.
Interesting. There's a little bit of, if you really stare at the Freeman photo,
Yeah.
it's so fun because you on this one you can see that it's been processed, but you got to really, really, really look hard.
Yeah.
Right.
This one you can see it's been a little processed, but still, as soon as it's a foot away from you, it just looks so much better.
Now,
Gorgeous.
as for all of these albums, and we should say it on the first one,
Right.
if you look at my old copy, all right, if I were to go out and buy a mint Meet the Beatles mono
From 1964.
from 1964,
Well,
it would run me easily over $30. Easy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
You're talking about a rainbow. I mean,
yeah, rainbow, an
you
original
could
rainbow.
stumble on an orange or
No. I mean an
spectacular.
original 1964 Capital Rainbow label
Right.
mono. It would cost easily over $30.
Easy.
So if you get the individual ones, if you don't want to afford to buy the box, you want to get the individual ones for $30.
Yeah.
It's worth it because these are going to sound even better than the originals because of the technology it was cut on today using these analog tapes. So it's going to be absolutely spectacular. So if you're thinking, you know what, maybe I'll pick up one or two of them, whatever your favorite one is out of these six, go and pick it up for $30 because I know people say, well, I bought it for $2.98 and that's what I'm doing. Well, that's nice.
Yeah, but it's a different time.
But if it doesn't sound as good, and you need a new copy,
And
this is the excuse.
And I've got news for you. I've tested the theory, and for the sake of someone else who was looking for some things, I tested the theory. I'm going to predict this. I could be wrong. I was once before in 1977. But I could be wrong. But this box ain't going to bring the prices down of the originals.
No,
It's not going to happen.
no.
But
So
one thing
don't
about
put that back.
yes, I know.
Who wants to say something?
One thing about this, it barely has an apple. There's a little apple on the bottom, and there's a little apple on the copyright. But they don't have to list to who owns the songs. The copyrights. Of
They
the
do
songs.
on the label,
do
on the run out.
Yeah.
On the
Because on the label itself, it doesn't list anything. So
And we should
on the label it actually has down here with the new matrix here.
right.
So it does say it around
right,
the
that's the
rim.
only place.
Right.
And we
It's a capital product.
But
So
we also haven't noted, I know that there are multiple versions of, if I'm not mistaken, of Meet the Beatles in terms of credits and what go,
Yeah,
Right.
there's no ASCAP.
yeah.
No
that's that thing.
no
So,
BMI,
that
no
was
publishing.
that was a thing in the beginning.
Yeah.
And also one thing about
We haven't looked at that.
the time of when they were doing Meet the Beatles in 1964, so many people were buying them. They were using other places
Yeah.
besides Capitol for pressing, and maybe the standards of Capitol weren't being used because it was like, come on, we got to get them
Right.
out. We got to get them out.
Right.
This label is the no publishing label.
Yeah.
How
look at that.
funny is that?
Thank you for saying that.
It's pretty
You
funny.
reminded me. No publishing label. So you're really getting a first pressing,
So
so to
so
speak.
they were paying attention then.
They
Nobody
were
was paying attention.
they were paying attention. Rob, you want to pull out
Okay.
Electrifying big beat I'm sorry.
Wow. Hold it up for the camera. Again, the photos are
Hang on.
just
Look at them.
Hang on.
the
Yeah,
photos
look at-
on the back.
But
the front,
the front look, they are clean as hell, man. Look at that.
well, you can look at it. Let them look at
that's right. That's right. That's right. This is an unboxing. I forget that. I haven't seen them yet either.
All right, that's
It's
okay,
just
sorry.
unbelievable.
There's a mono.
Oh yeah.
And again,
oh my goodness.
We're looking at the back,
Yeah, look at them.
Yeah.
but
Hopefully you
you know.
can see this. The back on the original looks like a bootleg.
Yeah, it does. We've seen bootlegs look better.
I
Yeah.
cannot believe that. That is actually really wild. And I'm so
you know,
happy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's had 40 years to fade, or
No,
50
no.
Yeah, but
something years
that's
to fade.
not. But look at the fuzzy. It's
The
about the
clear.
fuzziness, not
Yeah.
the fadeness.
Look at
Yeah.
the clarity
Yeah.
on. I mean, even if you look at the front, the clarity.
And
I know
just
it's
wanna- I just
sepia.
want to see something very silly.
Yeah.
but I'm going to hold it side by side. They, despite the fact that it's not a paste over, they got the dimensions right.
Yep.
In other words, the photos are comparable, like the same size. You can see me A-Bing them side by side. So the perspective, the ratio of how the photos fall on the cover are all correct and
Yep.
all really nice.
I cannot believe the quality of these, of every
Look at-
single
gorgeous.
photo on here. So let's take
Oh,
this out.
it's the same sleeve on mine.
Well,
Yeah,
one
it's
thing I
probably
just
not
pulled.
here.
You have another second album. Look
That's
at the
a
top.
stereo.
The stereo. You know,
Yeah,
that's a little missing.
All right, so the same thing here with original little post-it marks. Again, Bruce Spicer does the liner notes.
Yep.
As always, some great memorabilia. So there's just it's so well done. I mean, it's not even funny how well done this is.
Well,
It's
it's nice to have that. I mean, the tape
the tape box is
a
really,
lovely
really
touch.
nice.
Yep.
This
Lovely
is
touch.
just beautiful. I mean, it even emulates some rips in
that's
some of the tape box,
funny.
stuff. So
I was like, oh God, don't tell me that's ripped.
no,
that
it's
actually
they did it, and
simulation
a
of rip.
beautiful,
It's scuffed on the bottom. I love it.
the box.
Yeah.
There's a
The
little
tape
scuff
box.
on the box. So
That's not us. That's not us.
no,
Again-
that is not us.
Again, same thing with the sleeve.
Yep.
The sleeve is identical. It is the same sleeve.
Yeah, that's they
again,
probably use the same one. So
different coloration.
well, they probably
Whether or
just-
not there were purple ones from another press, a printing plant,
because they
I
were
don't
done
remember.
East and West
Fans
Coast.
will
Yep.
probably know and let us know. Pressing wise.
Pressing
Now-
wise, again, we're gonna. There are some errors on some of the original Capitals. I can't tell you what all of those errors are. Meaning, like sometimes they have wrong
She
time.
loves you, written by Tony Trevordo. I still haven't gotten my
Really?
checks.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
I
that
didn't
was
either.
Kidding.
Again, this says I think MPO, and there's a whole bunch of stuff
Please,
here.
Mr. Postman gets the songwriting credit. Oh no, it does here too. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It
So-
doesn't say BMI.
No,
on that one.
this one again is no publishing.
Yeah.
And I'd have to look back honestly.
Recorded in England has brackets or no
Yes.
brackets? Brackets.
Brackets,
Can't
Tony.
remember if that was.
But yeah, we'd have to. I know you're gonna kill me for handling it like this, but
That's
I'll clean it. I have a Beetle cleaner. But this also, I have a Beetle
I know
cleaner.
you do.
But it's beautiful. Again, I don't know. A lot of the ones they had errors on some of the label, the running times and stuff. So, but this is just
I'm
it
very
looks-
I'm very impressed by the look of the vinyl.
the
itself.
vinyl looks
The vinyl
just
looks,
beautiful.
In the
this is
first two
amazing.
so far, no marks, no nothing, no.
No, it looks
And
great.
I've unpacked a lot of records in the last 6 months, and they've had marks.
Yeah.
What causes that? Because I
Bad-
remember when I
bad
bought the
press.
Rising and there was like this weird mark. It
Bad-
didn't affect the sound, but there was
Bad pressing.
Let me just
Yeah.
show you one thing real quick.
Just bad quality.
Really?
control.
On here, you do see on the label right here, again, I can't get too close, but there is a new number put on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
and around the rim, you do see the new
Perimeter writing.
perimeter writing, but
Copyright
yeah,
and
but
stuff
it's
like that.
so, you know,
But it's small. It's not intrusive. It's not.
It's not intrusive. It actually almost looks like it's marking the perimeter of the rainbow.
but
So
I
it's a
also
new
I also
effect,
like
but-
that because now if you go into a used record store, you'll be able to tell.
Well, you can tell by the fact that it doesn't have the pasted on cover.
Correct.
You know what? I gotta tell you, maybe
Yeah,
it's
better,
possible they did that
You
on
can look-
purpose so that nobody would, in another country, or nobody who's a young fan would get confused
Yeah,
and think that this is an original, and somebody could sucker somebody into thinking it was
especially with Meet the
By-
Beatles with no publishing.
right.
I mean, if you say I
Right.
got an original Meet the Beatles with
No,
Tony, you want to? Oh, my favorite cover. I know.
which one? This
Well,
one?
Yes. Hard as that.
Is it really your
It,
favorite?
it's just the
Oh,
starkness
there's
of
something about the
Weight.
heft of this. But again, and we're
I'll hold this one
on
up.
to that for a sec. Again,
Okay,
back
really.
to looking at the photos, and even the photos coming from a movie studio.
they're really
Let's look
clean.
at the back. They're
The
incredibly
back is
clean
much cleaner.
from the negatives.
Yep.
The font again, sharper, crisper.
This has the corrected. It doesn't have "I cry instead."
Okay.
Does
I
it say?
look.
Let's
It doesn't. It says "I'll cry instead."
Oh, right, yeah.
And
Oh,
you know,
have-
a lot
I
of
have an
times.
I cry instead.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Let's see.
yeah.
Oh, "I cry instead." See, this one's
Right.
"I'll cry instead," so they corrected it. But there were corrections too. Now,
Wrong sleeve.
wrong sleeve. Yeah, but
I
let
know.
me just say one thing. On some of your pressings for A Hard Day's Night,
You love this movie. You love the soundtrack.
well, I do, but on some of them it says screenplay by United Artists, released through Alan Owen. It doesn't say it on here, but
That's
there are
very
some
funny.
of them that have it.
Wow.
So check yours out because I think it's a couple of the later pressings, but it does say released through
Fascinating.
Alan
They
Owen.
make the mistake on I cry instead again.
Yeah,
in
and
the-
this
the
one it
follow-up.
doesn't say it. There's different publishing credits on this one. It's a corrected one.
Right. Except this point, I cry instead, which published by
Yeah.
Maclen Music. Inc.
Macklin Music.
BMI.
Yep. So absolutely beautiful. Let's Tony, you want to open that one?
Yeah. Sure.
I don't want to have yours.
One thing I want to say about them is it has United Artists on it.
Yes.
And United Artists is owned by Capitol,
Universal.
Oh,
Calderstone.
different. Is it different company? Knickerbocker Sound Studios, Magnetic Products Division. Look at that. The UA
Label,
sleeve,
yep.
United Artists sleeve,
right there.
right there. Lovely.
Again, the tape box is just beautiful. Bruce Spicer, we know his work. Bruce Spicer's work speaks for itself. We don't need to talk about it, quite honestly, because he does a great job. Again, it tells everything. And this tape box is obviously just for the actual songs, not the the George Martin score.
Right.
Although it does have a little bit of on there, but the tape box looks sparse because the other songs are not on here.
It is.
No, it is-
Yeah. You know what? It does look very nice. It's a little bit. How do I say this?
I don't know.
That version, the new version, looks a little bit more like what we would have seen had Hard Day's Night been a British import. I don't know if that makes any sense. The type of that silver font looks more like a Parlophone silver font than
yes.
the United
Okay,
Artists
okay.
original silver font did.
Okay, a little
Yeah,
bit.
and
This font is actually more of a gray on the original
and
than
this is
there.
silver.
That's silver, like
But
a Parlophone
also-
silver.
This is again just to note a lot of different pressings of A Hard Day's Night on United Artists, whether it's early or late. The typeset is either centered or left justified.
Right,
You have to really look at that.
Right.
This one,
right.
it's actually, I think it's left justified,
Yep.
right?
Well, no, it's center justified.
Is it?
Yes, left justified would mean they
All
all
of them.
started
Sorry,
here.
correct.
Yeah, so it's center
It
justified.
starts off at the left, but they're all centered.
Yeah.
So it's just
And
again,
it goes down to let's see if they actually
What?
like cut it the same way.
no.
Yep, they did. They cut it the exact same way. 215 for
Yes,
Can't
the
Buy Me
label
Love.
is the same.
The label is cut to the exact same
Yes.
parameters as the original. The only difference is, interestingly enough, I should have known better. It was 242. Oh, it's 242 there too. I was like, I thought they added a second. I looked and saw three.
By the way, this was the only one that wasn't done at Capitol. It was done for United Artists. They were the ones who wanted the soundtrack.
Right.
So that's why it's Knickerbocker Sound Studios
Right.
On the paperwork. So people say, well, that's not Capitol. It's not. It was for for United Artists. That was the reason they did the movie.
Right.
They wanted the soundtrack.
Right.
I got to tell you, so far 3 albums, and it is just, I mean, wow.
Oh,
and 3 albums, and it's very heavy.
There's my.
A beautiful, beautiful cover Ed Sullivan shot. I just love that. Very sparse back, but let's look at this.
Oh my
But
god!
the picture's so much. Look at that.
No, it's really not.
No, it's actually
This is the first one
where the photo looks like it's been HR enhanced.
Yes, the photo is not as clear
as the original. Yeah.
On something new, and we don't know whether they just didn't have the original. You can see
it almost right there.
Okay, yeah, John's. You can look at John's eyes.
It almost forget looks about like it was painted.
Look at this.
No, really,
you can see the dirt here.
Yep.
All right, you can see the dirt all along this white line here, and there's no dirt on the original.
What it is it's almost like somebody overdid it.
Yes, it looks like a little bit of overdone.
Yeah, when you try to
enhance it too much,
you take that one little step, and it just goes a little bit too far, like with HR. And
so this was the first one that, and I was so hoping it would be clear. Plus, it looks. I hate to say it, but it looks like Ringo is been in the sun a little too long here.
Yeah,
all of them actually. Paul and Ringo. I mean, I don't know if you could see. Hold yours up.
Unless maybe on the Sullivan Show they did too much makeup on them, and we're just noticing that for the first time.
Hold your. I want to show Ringo.
Yeah.
If you look at Ringo,
yeah, a little bit. Yeah, it's a little
you can see it. He's much darker.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know if you could see.
He looks a little more like Ricky Fattar.
Ruddle joke. But it's
Well,
so that's
now one thing about this album, which I love, is that the mono mixes are so unique. Out of everything we've seen with the Capitol and mono mixes and different mixes, this one has a ton of different mixes that only showed up on the American album.
And you're also getting duplicate songs from the last album.
Right.
Yes.
You know, the end I love hers and I'm
the contract was that United Artists could put out the soundtrack, which is what was a big thing, and it's still in the 60s. Capitol had the right to put everything else. They could have put A Hard Day's Night on this if they wanted to. They chose not to.
Absolutely.
But they could have.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is really
Yeah.
Really nice. I mean, again, you'll dive into it, but again, the aging of the box up here, it's just they didn't try to enhance it. This is the way it would have. And obviously we didn't get these in the original.
Right.
These are new to all of the new.
It's it's a nice touch. I think
very nice touch.
Well, I'm something to look at.
I'm going to ask this of you guys. I don't know how I feel about it or not. Are you disappointed that this set, for what it costs, and we're going to be very honest, like we said, we got ours courtesy of the wonderful folks at Universal Music.
Right.
It is, the box itself is a $300 MSRP box. Are you guys disappointed that there's not a book? Do you wish there was a book, or are you just happy with?
Well, if you combine, everything,
you
maybe include this instead. If you want to put it, I mean, this is usable, but technically not a lot of people can use it.
Well, maybe
it's
a plug. It's a plug for Bruce Spizer's books. Quite frankly, no, because he has the Capitol,
the
singles and albums, volume 1, 2,
right.
and so, he also, I mean, he did a great job, and obviously this is just an extrapolation.
That's a good point, Tony, because if it was a book, you'd probably read it differently. If, let's say you didn't go to the album, say, like Beatles Story, not everyone's going to listen to it.
Right.
But if you have it in the book, maybe you read about it instead. That's a good point.
I'm noticing something.
It doesn't bother me either way, but I understand where you're coming from.
But I'm going to throw something out, though, too, before I forget. This is not, I don't know how, this is a copy that I got used many, many years ago. It's plugged.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
That means that it was a cutout.
It was a cutout, but it's a cutout from, this is what's weird. It's a cutout from 66.
because you got this sleeve.
Because
Yeah,
it's got the 66 sleeve, and this is how it came
show
sealed.
the sleeve.
And usually cutouts mean
Show the
that
sleeve.
they're taking it out of the
Yeah,
system.
showing you the sleeve.
That's this capital
That's the
66.
capital 66.
It actually
sleeve.
says capital 66 sounds,
Yeah.
but it
And
matches the punch,
the
matches
punch
the
hole.
hole. So,
So
and in this one, something new, you're getting the same sleeve
the
again.
64 sleeve.
Yeah,
I'm
which is-
sort of hoping that we get a different one in one of the other albums. I mean,
It's
maybe all 64 had that, but
It could be.
I don't remember. But this one is blue.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
how
true, yeah.
funny
It's
is
not
that?
purple.
It's
This
not purple.
this one is blue. So that's kind of odd.
Most likely representing, as we were saying earlier, the different printing presses that were
Yeah.
doing
Could
the
be,
work
could
on
be.
it.
Now the one thing I will say is that I noticed the label looks weird.
Why?
Look at the font.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh.
Look at that font.
Yeah, that's
Oh no,
I
but
know,
it's something
I know.
we have to point
I
out.
know, I know.
The
Well,
record
it's
itself
something
looks
new.
beautiful. Oh, shut up. It looks beautiful, but you're not going to be able to see this. But when you see your label, I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. It looks kind of fake. You have something new here?
Yeah. Right.
Let me see the label. It doesn't look fake, but it looks like it was a
You
variation.
know, it looks like someone in the '80s did it. You know?
Correct. It looked
Well,
like
it's
one
the
of the
80s.
80s, like I said. Oh,
Well,
definitely.
yeah. I mean, this
No,
is,
no,
don't
no,
forget,
the-
though, mine is matte. This is a matte label.
Right. This is,
And
but
it's also different. It's also different spacing.
But
It's
if you
also
look, you
alternative
can't see yours. You have to
spacing.
go closer because it's not as. It's different spacing. This one, it may be a different label, plant that made this because
Right.
they did it in Jacksonville and
Right.
every place.
Scranton.
But Scranton, yeah. But this one looks. I have a few copies
That's
of
right, yeah.
something new, but it looks like almost like an '80s label. It's weird.
It does. It
Okay.
does.
But I
Interesting.
may be wrong, but it's very, very tiny printing and stuff.
That's
Which they did have on some of the versions. But if anybody has the small printing version of the songs, please
Now,
let,
did
it- let
you
us
just
know.
put that smudge on that, or did that come with a smudge? No, I'm being serious.
Really?
I don't know.
I
Hold
didn't
on.
touch it.
There's a smudge.
Okay.
A smudge. It was probably by me.
Okay.
Don't do it yet.
Okay. Don't yet.
Okay.
Not yet. We're not done.
Okay. I thought
I want to. No, we got to.
Are we saving the?
Yeah, we're not going to do the Beatles story
no.
yet.
Okay, we'll save that.
Chief
How's everybody
Beatle,
doing out there?
Chief Beatle, John Lennon.
John Lennon.
Chief Beatle. Sorry.
I prefer the hear the
Let's,
Beatles tell all. On
There
VJ.
you go. On
Okay. Now we're going to take out Beatles 65.
Yeah, baby.
Wow.
We're going to inspect. You have yours because we
I
have
have
mine.
mine.
Get mine back there. Mine's original and
Yours is original. Mine is an original Capital, but it's already got the gold record award. on it.
okay. So I'm
Oh
just
no!
gonna.
Look at that! I forgot. I grabbed the wrong one.
You have a lime one.
I have a lime one.
Okay.
That's a lime one.
Okay, I'm going to say one thing here. Again, I think the original is a little clearer than the new one. Sorry.
I
If
do
you
agree
wanna
with
hold
you.
that-
Yeah, I
hold
do
it up.
agree with you. I'm holding it.
A little further, close. You can't really see it here, but take our word for it. The original is clearer than
Just a little bit.
a little bit than the new one. Again, they may not have
Now,
had
strangely
negatives.
enough, this is a purple Capital one I just bought for Simons and Garfunkel's, and flip that over. Let's just see what the deal is there.
It's much brighter.
Well, that's
That's darker. Yeah.
yeah, but
It's
look,
darker, but it has
but-
more detail.
If you
So-
want to just,
but look at the surrounding. It's not that greenish. It's
Right.
less
Yeah.
green.
You are
you
correct.
could hold that one up too. I mean, there's so many different ones. Here's the new one from the box.
This is Mitch's,
This is
and
The
the other one
box.
is
And this
Sony's.
is
And
an
that's
80s Capital.
so. Again, this one is
Again, though, the font on the back, the writing on the back is very, very crisp.
it's the same.
The reading on the bottom is easier. The contrast is higher.
Yeah, if you want to just show the back on that
the
one,
back.
Rob. The original versus the back here, it's the same. It's beautiful. Done really well. Let's take them out. Okay, now it looks like we have a different sleeve. That's great.
Oh, cool.
All right, so again,
There we go. The 65. Yeah, the 65
No,
sleeve.
this
The
is-
teen
this is-
set
yeah.
sleeve.
now again, let's just show Bruce Feiser's liner notes, some archive material, the tape box. Absolutely beautiful on the back as well. These are really a great idea, great touch.
Yeah, like it.
Sleeve.
Now we do have the teen set
Join
sleeve.
the
If you want to
teen
hold it a
set
little
sleeve.
closer.
Yeah, join the teen set. That's the sleeve that came in Mitch's original 65.
Yeah.
but it's many of the same albums.
Yeah, I
being
mean, if you
advertised.
look, if you turn it over,
I think they're all.
I mean,
well, not
Al Martino, Judy Garland.
but this one has Beatles 65 on it.
Interesting.
That's weird.
let me see.
It's,
It has Beatles
advertising.
65.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But if you look on the back, keep that the
But
way it
enjoy
is.
the greatest stereo. They're plugging the stereo records in a mono sleeve. I wonder if that's the real.
Maybe it's a mismatch. But you see Funny Girl is on here.
Yeah.
So there
But-
are a lot of the same, but I'm
You don't
glad
get to join the Teen Set Capitol Record Club.
I
By
still
the
owe
way-
$1 to the Columbia Record Club or
By the way,
$13.
I'm doing some project, and I found the Beatles did an interview for Teen Set.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I was like, really? At first, I was like, Teen Set, and then I realized it was the magazine they had.
Yeah.
For a while.
This
So,
is
yeah.
very heavy. This
Yeah,
one's
it's heavy.
heavier than the others
Is
for
it
some
really?
reason.
Well, it's 65. The music's getting heavier.
Oh, geez.
Sorry.
no,
It does feel heavier.
It was all that echo that.
It's all the echo.
And
the
the
echo
valley.
weighs down the freaking way.
No, but this is very nice. It's done well, and I'm glad it's a different sleeve.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because now let's get to the actual record. All right, this label looks much
Yes.
Much closer.
better,
More authentic.
Yep.
much more authentic.
Très authentique.
Again, you're not going to be able to see it great,
Yeah,
but
it's
we can't close in because the three of us are
Yeah.
in the shot. So this one, if you want to look at yours, this
No, that's
is
the original. That's the original.
yeah, this is the original. Again, no publishing on any of these.
And again, you got to remember, folks, it's
Totally
our-
beautiful.
Not to be, but it's our job to be picayune about all this.
To critique it, yeah.
To
I mean,
critique.
to show you so you can look and then
We're-
either you can
We are
decide to
kind
buy
of
it.
I think I speak for, but we're digging the holistic aspect of
Oh,
of
God,
the
yeah.
experience. It's still
I got to tell you, this is like when I used to get the records.
Yeah.
At TSS Times Square store in New York. Again, when I used to get them, this is like a really this is really wild.
do it one at a time.
Yeah, I'm going to do it one at a time because I don't want to kill my box set. Why don't you hold open the thing?
I'm not holding it up.
What do you think? It's a sexual thing?
No, I'm afraid that I'm going to bend it, or you're going to bend your
All right,
sleeves,
all
and I'm not being blamed for that.
Yeah, I'll blame you anyway.
You'll switch out mine.
All right. So while they're trying to figure out how to get the record, all right. So
Let's,
I'll-
Yeah.
Okay.
The last one before the
There
Beatles
we go.
story. All right. Oh,
Ooh,
No.
that's fuzzy.
no.
Ooh,
Well, you know what? It
The
was
original
it was
one.
a choice, though.
that's
It
fuzzy.
I
was,
don't think
no,
it's a choice.
yes, it is a conscious choice.
It's
I'll
the
tell you
early
why.
Beatles. Hang on. It's the early
This
Beatles.
is pixelated.
Yes.
That's overly sharpened.
But it's
There's a
No, that's something
Well,
else.
I mean, there's a lot
That
of
looks
black
like-
dots
it's-
on the
Yeah,
face.
that looks like a fourth generation picture.
no, it's not. It's
looks
just
that way.
overly HR'd. It's
It's
overly enhanced.
quite frankly I don't know if you want.
HD
Can you even
rather
go up
than
closer to
HR'd.
the?
What the
Yeah, just take it up closer to the.
camera?
Yeah, if you can, you could see right about there. You could see a little higher. You could see John's face, Paul's face. They have a lot of black dots on it. All right, which I'm not thrilled with the artwork on this one.
Yeah,
Now,
but again, like I say, man, the artwork on the original ain't very good.
correct, but this one ain't very gooder.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's
Six
you know
of
what I
one.
mean, and half dozen the other.
Yeah.
But for those asking again why this was included, just so we can tell you, because this emulates the songs from Introducing the Beatles, which was released in January of '64.
Right.
This was released, I believe, in March of '65.
Right.
But
Capitol had picked up
Capitol-
the rights
yes.
to this material and was not about to let that cash cow go running out of the pasture.
And they
So
could
they-
use Introducing the Beatles.
Correct.
You know, so
Right.
So they
Right.
used this one, even though it was released in '65. So let's.
Right.
and plus, if you look at the songs on it, several of them were released as singles in '64.
Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
Yeah, this is I would have loved if they had a VJ tape on.
that would have been great.
That would have been fun. But again, the same kind of notes.
We do have a tear. And
all right, hang on.
Oh, go ahead. We'll
The
just
there's
finish in the archive.
there are the Beatles are coming. You can read Bruce's books to find out, but this sticker, there was a sticker, the Beatles are coming, that was plastered all over New York.
Yep.
When they did the $40,000 marketing campaign.
Which
Really
they didn't
beautiful.
spend all the money for, but
This looks like my sleeve from before with Beatles 65.
right,
It does.
So
Well, it's
there's
up
a,
there.
a
Yep.
different sleeve. Yeah, I think it is. But this is
It is a
not
different
really an olive like the others. It's a little more like lime green or something, a little less
And
lime.
again though, now we know that that Mitch's sleeve was legit in terms of the fact that flip it over, here are the mono records and it's telling you now enjoy the stereo. So they're
Right.
plugging the
And it
stereo
does say
version.
right, Rob. Look,
Right.
it's got the early Beatles
Early
on there
Beatles.
too, so
Right.
it's plugging itself.
it's
Right.
Unless this is the wrong one in cap. And
No, it's probably.
No, I'm
I would
just
imagine
kidding.
that
they've been pretty
Bruce
good about
probably would have kind of
Bruce
would have caught it. Yeah.
Bruce knows his stuff.
All right. So now again, absolutely beautiful
and
vinyl.
perfect perspective on the label.
Let's
You
show
have
it.
to wonder whether that something new thing is not a maybe there's a label we don't know about.
Well, I'm sure they are, but
Because
I'm gonna look.
this is perfect.
Yeah, but their font
It's
is different,
perfect.
and they always put the four Beatles underneath the
Right.
title, so that would,
Yeah, the something new might have been.
Version of Early Beatles.
Okay, when we start doing
Trying to
puppet
do it.
shows, with Beatles albums, then you know we're in trouble.
It's getting late.
It's getting very late. But all right, so this one,
But
Again-
the thing about this album, this
What?
is the least played album I have of all my Beatles albums
Oh,
because
that-
I'm gonna play "Please Please Me," which has a whole album instead of the 12 songs,
Right.
and it's just nothing.
yeah, this doesn't
I
have
know why they
misery.
put it out. I know why they put it out, but I never understood using the wrong picture, from 19.
And again, don't forget, Rob,
1964,
a lot of
94.
people. I mean, I would imagine, and again, fans will always correct me if I'm wrong, but I have to wonder whether or not this was probably the lowest selling of the 64
Sure,
albums
sure.
because so many people already had introducing the Beatles.
Yeah.
I would guess.
That's
I don't
told a
know.
lot.
Yeah, I don't know whether
This
or not
did go
they
gold.
would've- It did, yeah,
Yeah.
but I don't know if how many of those people ran out to go re-buy the material.
Especially since it
On-
didn't have like misery.
Well,
It was
Okay.
missing a few songs.
Love Me Do, Twist and Shout, Do You Want to Know a Secret, Please Please Me. Those
P.S. I
are
Love You.
a P.S. I Love You. These are all singles, really.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
that might, for people who maybe just bought the singles, they might say, "Oh, look, maybe they didn't get introducing the Beatles or something."
Right.
Maybe.
But I mean, that
Right.
I didn't realize. Okay, that has a little bit difference in the sense of value, so to speak.
Greatest hitsness.
Which is
And-
what Capitol did. That's why they put the singles on there because that's what they did.
Now,
Sorry, British fans.
this is
Uh-oh.
the Beatles story. This comes exclusive to the
Wow.
box
Now, in this instance, we're back to holy crap with the photos.
with the photos. Look at the
Yes,
photos.
look at that.
First of all, I always loved
Now,
this design.
But again,
I did too.
we were criticizing the front cover art, but the reproductions of the albums on the back of something new and
Are
look
fine.
amazing.
Yeah, they're all good.
They look
the
gorgeous.
the actual
photos.
these photos are as clear as I've ever seen them.
Yep.
The back photos too. We'll open up the gatefold in a minute.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This has always been one of my favorite covers. I just like the way.
with the British
Yeah,
flag.
just and each of those photos are great. I mean,
Well, and that's what I love about these photos, and what I love about this, and also like the Hard Day's Night, is the black and white contrast with the red, or even blue.
yeah.
It's just a stark contrast.
Yeah.
That's why I like Hard Day's Night a lot more than the UK, because the UK is the blue and the white, and that's fine with all the different pictures, sort of like the sleeve I have way up there. But the starkness of the black and white is
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
really
look
great.
how
Yeah.
clear that picture is, man.
They're clear.
That is
And now,
Oh wow.
yeah, the middle
Wow.
is
ouch. Oh,
is
Wow.
just beautiful.
that is gorgeous.
Yeah, the middle is again,
I might have to play this album.
this album is not one that I play a lot, but it's going to be weird to see the tape box for this. It just says side 1, side 2. It's a little odd, but again, this, of course, Bruce Spicer did all the liner notes.
Good stuff, Bruce.
Yeah, you'll have to read these on your own because we're not reading them to you. This again has the first sleeve again.
Yep.
Right.
Again, this is blue, not purple. So don't know.
Really dumb question.
Yeah.
I'm just because I'm spacing. Where did this come out in the chronology originally? I'm so.
I'm trying to remember. It definitely came out in '64.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I
But I
don't
can't remember if this came
remember
out. This
exactly.
wasn't a Christmas.
Beatles '65 came out in December, so
Yeah,
it
this came out a little earlier.
and they use
Hollywood Bowl.
Hollywood Bowl,
So it
that's
came out between
oh, there
September
you
and
go.
December.
Good. Well,
Yeah, because
done, Rob.
Thank you, thank
yes,
you.
this album,
I'll be investigating someone else next.
the Beatles
are
Story, is the first album to ever feature live Beatles music.
Right.
It has 45 seconds of Twist and Shout
Yep,
from the
right.
Hollywood Bowl concert.
From '64, which has never been anywhere else. It's on the '65 version.
Yeah.
Right.
So and then as far as the albums themselves, I don't have one to compare it to, but it does look the labels on the original were always like sparse because it looks exactly the same.
Well, you didn't have to do a lot of publishing information.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. No, seriously.
No, it's
No,
all
you're right, you're
interview
right.
stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. If we
Which
have
is
to take
probably one of the
second
many
out.
reasons Capitol put this out, besides the fact that, the Ed Rudies of the world and the VJ,
Oh, absolutely.
everyone else
Yeah.
had their own
Well,
record.
there was a huge lawsuit against Ed Rudy, and you have to wonder, the Ed Rudy album and the record
Right.
company that put it out. So you have to wonder if it was one of the first instances where essentially they were stopgapping a bootleg.
Right. And
Really.
actually I think Ed won because the records came out because it wasn't music,
Well, there were
use of the name Beatles is maybe what they were suing about,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Well, they were trying to go out, I guess, with the you were conflicting against a product.
Right,
But
right.
if you didn't have a product to conflict with
Right.
until this,
the VJ, hear the Beatles tell all.
oh,
It's not part of this, but it's a pretty damn good interview.
Yeah.
Jim Steck, you wish you'd take off the Hal Blaine drums, but the Jim Steck interview, John Lennon's very good
yeah,
for the time,
You
1964.
sure it wasn't Bernard Purdy?
nice,
Yeah.
This again, this has no tape box in the second album because it's obviously it was
right,
the first one had side 1 and 2, which is side 1, 2, 3, and 4.
right.
The
I've
label looks
I've got a
beautiful.
really dopey question.
Yeah.
Did any versions of this? Because we don't know. We don't have them with
There
us.
were stereo and mono.
I'm not saying that, but they went through a trend in the late '60s when they reissued a lot of records that they issued records with sides 1 and 3.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And 2 and
So
No, when
play-
you flip it,
so when you
yeah.
flipped it on an automatic dropping,
Right.
So I'm wondering if they ever did that with.
I
don't
you know what?
That's a good question.
It is a good question. I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think I've seen them.
That's
But
what
I'm
I
not
thought it was
too.
more
I'm not
70s
sure.
when they did
I
that.
think so
Because
too.
the
Yeah.
turntables were a little better.
So I mean, that's all of the albums. Again, 10 pounds worth.
Yeah,
don't forget
180
the
grams
bass
and
yeah.
less too. That's a good pound each.
Yeah, I mean the slipcase is very, very heavy. No dings whatsoever. Packaged really beautifully.
And you do get if you look at you get a replica MBE that comes no, sir.
And you also get a Sazy to the Queen so you can send it back.
Nice. Wow. A stealth undressed stamped elephant?
Yes,
Anyway, stealth undressed stamped elephant.
Yes, so the Queen will be expecting back your replica
Oh,
MBE. Actually, the King now.
The king now, yeah.
So we'll send it back to King Charles.
By the way, Mitchell,
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you know this.
Uh-oh.
For years, I did not have the Beatles Story because I refused to pay for. Every time I went, it was a 2-record set, and they didn't charge you like a discount. They charged you more.
He's telling you he's cheap.
Maybe sometimes.
But I know where you're going with the
But,
story.
So Mitch, one day I talked to him and he goes, oh, okay. And the next time I see Mitch, he goes, here's one of my 3 copies of the Beatles.
And it was mono, I believe.
I was
I
very
gave him
happy.
it's really a pristine copy.
It's beautiful. I was
because
like, wow.
that's the kind of friend I am.
There you go.
So I just wanted to share that with our audience. And Mitch is a wonderful person
Go to make
and is more willing to share with others.
and Sonny. Wow.
He liked that. He made himself laugh.
He made
Good on
himself
that one.
laugh.
I
which
love
is,
when I make myself
There you go.
laugh.
Again, this box
Is
is just
You know what? And like I said, we're paid. We're not paid.
we're not paid.
we're not
are
paid.
we? Wait,
No,
are you getting the check?
we think we're paid.
We're in this to be critics. That's what we
Yeah.
But we love what we're critics.
But we love what we're critics of.
I also appreciate very much that these are not paper on the
Oh
cardboard.
God, yeah.
Because a lot of
Wow.
a lot of the box sets that we get with the Beatles, it has that paper on the back so you could pull it off, but where do you put it?
Right.
This is actually
Right.
on here, nice and
It's
good.
on good and solid, like.
Yeah, like they say with the wig.
Yeah.
So this is amazing. This US box is just, if it's your thing, go out and get it. If it's not your thing, go out and buy the individual albums.
And also the idea too is
Wow, it's very heavy.
look, if you're a hardcore collector, and I know that I look at it as there are ranges of collectors. There are people out there who collect for the sake of collecting.
Right.
There's people who collect, have nice turntables, play their records. That's the idea.
You pushed record, by the way, right?
So no. So the idea being that if you have your collection and you play your collection and you've got a bunch of pristine originals,
Yep.
it's not just about like, oh, well, this there's photos a little bit different than the photo. When it comes to the pressings, these things look freaking incredible. They're pressed on the original lathes they were pressed on. And the idea is, if you're a hardcore, just put your originals in storage and play these.
Yeah. Instead of taking
could,
this and not opening it and
right.
the old ones.
Yeah, if you're gonna buy this
people
box, it's not gonna go up in value.
No.
Play it.
Play
I
it
mean,
right now.
records are made to be played.
Yeah.
Right.
And this will sound better. Again, we haven't played it. We just got it,
Yeah.
as you saw.
Unless in 5 years or 10 years you could sell Beatles Story for what you paid for the box. In that case, keep Beatles Story.
But that's one of the things.
But
about-
nothing is sealed in it.
No, I know. That's true too. That's a really good point. That's right.
They're not sealed. They're right.
Once you
So the
unseal
other
the
way-
box,
You've unsealed
you've unsealed the whole
which
thing.
means the only way you're going to get a sealed copy is by buying the individuals. That means everyone, you've got to now go out, buy the box, and buy all of the sealed copies of the individual.
The only
We can tell you where to go, but they're not cutting us in on it.
They'll tell us where to go.
You know what? The only as of this taping, a lot of the sites are sold out of this box.
Right.
You can still get it at thebeatles.com, but places like Collector's Choice Music, places like Import CDs, places like Sound of Vinyl, I checked all today. You Discover Music, which are all the same company,
Yeah.
But they're all sold out right now.
And they're selling them individually, though. That's
Well, individually you can get them.
Yeah.
And don't forget, there is the Target blue vinyl Meet the Beatles. Just so you know, there will be no other album in this set that is treated with a different color vinyl. It's just Meet the Beatles, and it's universal, no pun intended, around the world.
Right.
So HMV has the blue vinyl. You're not getting an orange one at HMV. In Germany, there's a store, again, blue vinyl. So if you get the Target one, if you're in the States, or if you get the one at wherever you are in your country, we're all going to have the same blue vinyl. It's not going to be like Taylor Swift or McCartney 3, where you get 9 or 10
Well,
different
aren't they
variants.
putting out the Beatles 1964 U.S. albums in mono reimagined? I think there's going to be like a version.
Yeah, that's what they're doing.
Yeah. They're gonna
Yes, there will be the Chipmunks on it,
Yeah,
and their version of All My Loving.
Now the Chipmunks assigned to the Capitals.
Liberty, yeah.
That should have been in the box.
That would have been actually
Oh
cool.
man.
Now again, there's no
Hollywood
speculation.
strings.
Totally,
That would have been very
Strings.
a nice box would be Hollywood Strings, but
Yeah.
it would have to be a very budget box.
Right.
But there's no speculation about 1965.
Well, they charge you less because there's no singing.
No, but the version of Day Trip was kicking.
Okay. Again, no speculation about a 1965 box yet,
Well,
because quite frankly, up until, after Rubber Soul or Revolver, it's the same,
everything matches.
except Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that takes you up to. I mean, you could
They could do yesterday and today. Actually, yesterday and today.
You
Sorry.
could do a remainder box.
You could do a remainder box, and
Right.
if they do, and if you're listening, Apple or Universal, we do need a bootleg, a butcher.
But yes.
We need a really cool butcher, not the one I appreciate in the U.S. box from a few years ago. They put a little sticker in where you could have the
I thought
butcher.
that was great.
It was
I
excellent.
I thought that was
but
great.
I need it in this size because although you can find a butcher, there's a lot more of them around.
But the idea too, though, we talk about the photos. Look at the actual photo on the butcher cover, on the cover itself. That's not really.
It's all
that shit.
textured.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all textured.
Yeah,
And
so-
we should say, I've talked to Bruce Spicer about it. He said there were a lot of butcher covers
Check
out
that
there.
out, yeah.
Everyone thinks, oh, it's so rare.
Yeah.
It's not as rare as people think.
No.
Well, if they put it, hopefully, if there's another box next year, if this sells, which evidently it's selling very well. So again, this is absolutely beautiful. You can save your money and not get the slipcase, although I
It's
appreciate
really
the
nice.
slipcase
Yeah,
goes
I
in
like
the
it.
in the shelf just like the others. It's not a different size
Well,
or anything.
let me. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
Sure.
So go, you can get the individual ones for a lot cheaper. I think it's $30.
Yeah.
So you
Which
get
is
them for
cheap.
180, and there's a lot of sites you can, if you sign up just for text,
Yeah, you get
you can get 10,
10% off.
20% off, whatever.
Yeah.
So you could find this, cheap or less
Keep an eye on
expensive.
our Facebook page because as those discounts come up, Mitch
We
will
always put them
certainly
on
be
there.
posting
Yeah.
them.
Again, the Fab 4 free for all page, that's Fab with the number 4 free, the
First
number
time in
4
an
all.
hour that we've ID'd ourselves. by
well,
the way.
I did- I did say in the beginning.
We didn't actually say low.
No, we didn't actually. Well, no,
I
yeah,
did. I
you
said it's
did.
Mitch, Tony, and
Yeah,
Rob, and
Well, some
and
people
Tony
don't-
went.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I'm
And
Rob
you
Leonard. He's Mitch Axelrod. That's Tony Tugona.
Yeah. So in case again you didn't know, we do a podcast, and hopefully we'll have a new show up soon, other than this one. And don't forget, as of this taping, November 20th, the premiere of Beatles 64 documentary is on Disney Plus, November 29th. Again, as of this taping, November 29th is also Record Store Day, and there's the 3-inch version of All My Loving single and the I Want to Hold Your Hand picture sleeve and Capital
7-inch.
45
Right.
7-inch single
Yep.
on Record Store Day, November 29th. So
Okay.
But
that's
I have two more things. First
Yep.
of all, I know the Beatles story isn't, something a lot of people listen to, and maybe the Beatles themselves aren't happy about it, but I wish they would keep it in the box because people might want to buy that just once, just to listen
What
to.
do you mean?
what do you mean keep it in the box?
Well, it's only available in the box set. It's
Yes.
not available
Right.
separate.
Oh,
'Cause
you
all
mean
the other-
you mean take it out of the box?
Yes,
where
I'm
you're
sorry.
going.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I was about to
so
say, it's in
to
here.
me, and they did that in 2014 when they released the American CDs. So
Yeah.
I just wish
Yeah.
that you didn't have to buy the box to get.
Well,
to that, because
you have to figure that.
I know it's a little
there-
dated.
Well, also
there's
too,
a lot of
there-
things about it.
it is Capital's method and Universal's method
And
of
Apple.
of incentivizing.
That's true too.
I mean, it's the whole reason
but-
why you're buying the box,
But-
as opposed to
But
the
it'd be
individual
nice
album.
if so for people who can't afford everything,
Right.
just say, hey, I got at least a Beatles story because
But-
it was a two record set.
But the reality is, and again, I don't think it's going to juice it up too much, but the reality is, not to be funny, Beatles Story, when you hunt around in the used market,
Right.
is not usually that expensive.
Well,
So the truth is, if you pay $180 and you buy all 6,
right.
and then you pay $30 for a used copy of
Or 25.
Beatles or
yeah.
25 for
Whatever.
used, you're still only at 205, and
Yeah,
it's still not
I know
quite
that.
the
Because-
box.
right.
But it just bothers me that they sort of keep it separated.
But-
The box, you get the continuity of
Yes,
having.
and one more thing. This is coming out November 22nd. A famous day in Beatles history.
Right.
The Beatles in 1963 comes out. The White Album comes out in 1968. So
Right.
I don't know if they've thought about that, but it's all connected.
Or they might have just said, I know it's a Friday and they release things on a Friday,
Right.
That's
but
true.
it just also happens to be the day of the assassination of John F. Kennedy.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
I don't.
think-
I
I
don't
don't
No,
think
I don't think they
sense.
did
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but it's a coincidence.
Yeah.
It is a
But
coincidence.
Yeah.
obviously the Beatles and John F. Kennedy are always connected because, he gets killed and the Beatles come and save
Right.
America from grief. So
Mitch, of course, has to end this wonderful evening on a downer, but we still love you, babe.
Wow. I said the Beatles invade and they take us out of our
Oh man.
doldrums. Again, this is 300 MSRP, manufacturer's sale retail price.
But the sale prices have been
right,
very
but-
good.
Well, they have, if you could find it. But
Yeah.
again, if you're paying 300 versus 180 for the 6 individuals, it's up to you whether you think you need the box and the Beatles story for an extra
But when
120.
if and when it comes back in stock at some of your favorite online retailers, or better still, like Mitch was saying, go to the online retailers you're not that familiar with and look for the discount codes for signing up for the email.
Yeah, because
Way to do
and
it.
you'll decide whether you need the box and Beatles story for the extra
Yeah.
120.
Yeah.
You know,
so
that's up to
Right.
you.
it depends on what level collector you are. That's,
Yeah.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
the best
If
way
you've
to-
gotten every Giles remix box,
then
you're
buy that.
probably going to
get
get this.
So are we giving this a thumbs up?
Visually,
Yeah.
because we haven't heard it yet.
Right.
We'll obviously talk on our page a lot about the audio of
Yeah,
it.
the pressings
The
look
pressings. I mean, if it
incredible.
starts skipping when
Yeah.
I put it
No,
on,
but the pressings look great.
they look
I'm
beautiful.
just saying,
yes.
I mean, having, like I said, having been opening a lot of new vinyl lately, I'm incredibly impressed with how these look.
and it's pressed in
Incredible.
France, so we
So-
don't know.
Oh.
But again, as a package, I think it was so well done.
Yep.
Beautifully,
Agreed.
beautifully done by everybody at Apple, Capital, Universal. I know it's all the same, but unbelievably done. Thank you so much for the box. It is.
One more thing though.
Oh,
ahead.
we always have one more thing by Columbo.
Should there be a CD release of this
No.
or a
No.
Blu-ray release
No.
of this?
No.
Okay,
No.
just checking.
Nope.
Just checking. I
No,
mean, I
good.
know they
That's
come
good,
out
though.
because it
Yeah.
came out in 2014. All the American albums,
Right.
and the volumes 1 and 2, the Capitol albums, volumes 1 and 2 came out in 2004.
Should the mono
2006.
CDs be released individually? Yes.
Yeah, well, that'd be nice. But
That's different.
yeah, so I'm
I
just
think
saying
they should.
because not everything's vinyl anymore.
Right.
Usually they connect it with other things. So
Right.
But if
Right.
they release,
But
the
it's nice. It's nice that it is just vinyl.
But
Yeah.
if they release the mono vinyl, the mono CDs, they're 23 minutes, 28 minutes.
Right.
You're going to get people complaining of the price.
Well, that's
for it.
why it was Capitol
Well, yeah.
with the mono and the stereo back
Yes,
then.
but
Right.
they won't do that now because
No,
they
no.
want obviously
Right,
the mono
Right.
as the Beatles intended. So
Right.
we hope you enjoyed this unboxing. It's been really wild. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
it really brought back a lot of memories.
Yep.
And I hope you go out and either get it or at least enjoy this and get the individuals, or just enjoy your originals that you paid $2.98 for back then, and don't have to go buy them again. So
So all your
or-
first gen fans relive your original experience.
it's
People who are new, young fans that want to know kind of what kickstarted this whole thing, and if you're interested enough to grab the American albums, you're a Beatles fan. So if you want to know what kicked it all off, this is what kicked it all off.
this is what we got in the year
So-
of '64 and
And
March
for
of
some of us a
65.
little later, the second gen fans,
It's still the
Rob
same.
had access to the imports. A lot of us didn't
Back
when
when
we started
imports were
collecting.
Corvettes.
So yep. So anyway,
Yeah, this
go
is
ahead.
beautiful. So for Fab Four Free for All, I am Mitch Axelrod and joined by,
Tony Triguardo.
I'm
and
Rob Leonard.
and we hope you enjoyed this, and we will see you soon. Take care, folks.